Yo, what's happening people? My name is Rudra Kush and welcome back to a new video. In this video, we will take a look how to create a track in the style of Sam Rose, aka Massano. This guy is really pushing the boundaries of melodic techno with his unique style. Massano has gained so much popularity in such a short time with some of his releases on the labels like Atlanta and Running Cloud, and later with his major breakthrough with Afterlife. His track This Feeling gave him so much momentum, and then his debut EP In My System with Afterlife, which received huge support and performed incredibly well in the top charts of melodic techno and house on Beatport. His style is well known for his deep rolling bass and aggressive synth sounds. His signature sound includes some heavy stab-like sounds which are very transient heavy, meaning very sharp, transient, with some intricate rhythms, which really catches the listener's attention. In this video, I will walk you through all the elements that you need to create a track in the similar style. I will be using this melodic techno and house pack called EXO from Odd Frequency. This pack has everything you need to create a track in a similar style, from project files to sample packs, serum presets, and much more. If you want to check out this pack, the link is in the description and you can use the code RUDRA10 for a 10% discount. So check the link in the description for the discount. So yeah, that being said, let's jump into the video. Alright, so let's bring all the elements one by one so that we can see how the track is made. So let's start with the kick. They have pretty nice kicks in the pack. Deep and punchy, and I used this 12 here. So let's bring in the kick first. So I just dragged the kick on the timeline and just looped it over. So for the post-processing, I have absolutely nothing on the kick. So the kick was sounding pretty good, so I did add any processing on it. Next, I'm gonna bring in the bass. So let's copy our bass. So I see a lot of Massano tracks have 16th rolling bass, so that's what I'm aiming for. We are writing in the key of E minor, so we have our 16th notes here. So let's check out some of their presets. I was looking for something clean yet strong. This one is very nice. Yeah, this is what I was using. So pretty straightforward. I just have an EQ which is cutting this resonant frequency, and then a strong sidechain with Shaper Box 3 and nothing else. And this is off. I was trying to automate it, you know, in these sections, but I end up, you know, just cutting out the bass itself. So we have this utility controlling the gain. So this is how our low end sounds like. So next I want to get some drums. Let's check out some of their drum samples. Let's check out the snares. Super nice snares for modern melodic techno sounds. So I think I have used this number 3 snare. Yeah, so let's bring in our snare. So it has a little bit of room reverb from Valhalla. This is how it sounds like. So I was checking some of their loops. They are pretty nice. I think I was using this one. Yes, number 4. So let's bring that in. Sounds pretty tight. Alright, so let's bring some more drums, and I want to get an off hat. So let's look at some of the open hats. This one is very nice. This is what I'm using in the track. So let's bring that in. So for extra energy, I added this ride symbol. And this one is this ride. Yep. And they have some really nice options to choose from, and I like this one. So together this sounds pretty nice. Alright, so in the second part of the drop, we have 2 more loops coming in. So let's bring them in. So first we have this loop. This is one of their percussion loops. Really nice loops. Yeah, this is what I'm using. This one is pretty nice. So yeah, really cool options. And this is how it sounds with our drums. Alright, so we have one more loop. And I'm using this loop for just a variation in the part B of the drop. And together, all our drums sounds like this. Right now we have this typical melodic techno vibe. So I was listening to some of his tracks. He uses a lot of stab sounds in the leads. So that's what my approach was, to, have some big heavy stab sounds. And, I want to create a rhythmic pattern. So I came up with this MIDI. Let me just copy the MIDI for you. So I was, looking for some similar, transient heavy sounds. And let me show you some of the presets, this pack offers. Let's get a serum. And this is how they sound like. And with all these presets, you can really make a modern sounding melodic techno song. This is the main layer of the entire group. So this is the preset that I am using. This is lead, future is unknown. And I did tweak some of the settings to fit into my production, such as this filter, and adjusted some reverb, delay, and pretty basic stuff. I didn't change the sound much. I just tweaked some of the settings to fit into my production. Let's bring in the next layer. With the second lead, I'm focusing more on the high frequencies. So the preset I'm using is this Tibet. Again, I adjusted some of the settings to fit into my production. and this is how they both sound now. Alright, so moving on, we have few more layers. So let's bring in the third layer. Alright, so this is the layer that I'm using, Sierra. Really big sounding. So I tweak some of the settings to really give this lead, some depth. So with this layer, I'm making, sure that the lead sounds wide and big, because these two sounds are, very transient heavy, very sharp and very in your face. But with this one, it's more detuned and, wide. So that's how these all three layers sounds like. It's really filling all that empty space. And this is how it sounds with the kick and the bass. So at this point, I feel the lead is still missing some of the low end. So that's why I added this fourth layer, which sounds something like this. And this is the preset that I have used, Into Dust. Really nice and wide. So this sound is giving body to the whole group, and this is how all of the four layers sounds like. Notice how it fills the low end, and this is how it sounds with our kick and the bass. Alright, so let's see how I have mixed all these layers. So first, this is the main layer. So in terms of processing, I just have an EQ, so which is rolling off everything below 100 Hz, and then I am adjusting gain with this utility. And nothing much in terms of processing on the track itself. So next, this is the high layer. And I'm, cutting a lot more low end from this one to really fill that frequency spectrum. And a utility to control the gain. With this detuned layer, pretty much the same processing, just in low cut and adjusting the gain in the mix. And the last one, we are cutting everything below 100 Hz. And I'm using this hype plugin to make it, more stereo, because I want this layer to be wide in the mix. And in the group, I have some processing. I have this chain. Let me just show what's going on. So I have this infiltrator. I'm using this subtle enhancer. Next, I'm using this free EQ, which is tube EQ, and I'm boosting this 4 decibels around 8K. So to really push that lead into your face. And then I'm using Serum FX, the FX version, and I'm just using a little bit of distortion, some tape saturation. Distortion is really bringing out that texture from the whole group. And then I'm just using a free compressor. This is one of my favorite compressors, and I'm using to compress the whole group. And finally, we have some OTT. So this is doing quite a heavy lifting. So I'm using it around 30% to really bring that final squashed sound. The rest of the things are some basic stuff like a delay. And from the whole group, I am using this EQ to cut out the low frequencies. And this auto filter I'm using to bring in the sound from the build-up. And this other auto filter, I'm using it as an FX. So this is how it sounds like. With the high resonance. And then finally we have some sidechain at 50% to give the overall group a pumping feel. So let's see how everything sounds so far. Alright, pretty cool. And we also hear that pitch bending effect in one of the leads. And let me show you how that was done. So I am just automating the pitch from the serum. Like this. So things like this really keeps, a song interesting. And this is only happening in one of the 4 layers. So that's everything for the leads. And let's move on to other synths we have. And there is this lead which is coming in the B part of the drop. And let's copy that. And this is how it sounds like. And without the processing. So I really like that vocal texture that it has. So I clean it up using an EQ, cut a lot of low ends and this resonant frequency. And this is the preset that I'm using. Pluck Holly, and I don't think I changed anything. This is just the preset itself. For the processing, I'm just basically cleaning it up and bringing it in with this auto filter and just a sidechain. So nothing much, but this is how it sounds in the B part of our drop. So it's coming slowly with this filter. Let me show you the MIDI. Very simple. So the pattern is pretty simple. It's just complementing the lead sound. Pretty much the same rhythm. Alright, so next we have this pad. Let's bring in this pad. Let's see what other pad sounds we have in the pack. And I really like the pads in this pack. Let me show you some of them. Really nice pads. Yeah, it's really nice sounds. And I just used first preset in the pad. This is how the pad sounds. And it says MRAC would use this one. Yeah, it really sounds like his style, cinematic. And this is the MIDI. Very, very simple. And this pad is coming after the lead ends. So I think that's everything for the synth part, and there is one more sound. So this is not from their pack. This is one of my own sample pack which I'm working on, and this is how it sounds like. So this is kind of a brass sound. Really cool sound. And this is happening in the second part of the drop. So the purpose of this sound is just to fill the mid-range. In this part, the leads are ending here and this section was feeling a little empty. So I brought in this sound to keep the energy going. And rest is just some effects, pretty usual stuff, some ambience. And this effect was created, by resampling the whole sample group and bounced it in the audio. High string sound to give tension, some impacts, risers. Snare build-up. So yeah, pretty basic stuff. Alright, so the next thing I want to show is this build-up effect. So this is really simple. So all you have to do is create a long MIDI note like this. On the track itself, get an arpeggiator. You can choose any style, but I'm using this up style. And you have to unsync the arpeggiator and put it in this millisecond mode. And all you have to do is automate this rate. With that continuous note, our arpeggiator is triggering the synth. And with this automation, it sounds like this. And in my case, I have 4 layers. So I have done the same thing with each of the layer. And this is how all of the layers sounds like. So if you have all these elements in place, so you should have something like this. Alright, so there you have it, a track that is inspired by Sam Rose, aka Massano. I hope we have catch some of the vibes from his music in this track. I hope you have learned something. So if you want to check out the EXO pack from Odd Frequency, the link is in the description. And once again, don't forget to use the code Rudra10 to receive a 10% discount. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment and I will get back to you. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.